The roster does appear to be better. That's the other thing. Now, obviously, improvement isn't always just a straight line. And I don't know that that's even the point. But if the roster's better, and they won 77 games last year, Baseball Prospectus came out with their predictions. 67 wins. 67. The over-under from DraftKings and FanDuel is 77.5. They won 77 last year. And they have a better roster this year. USA Today had them with 80 wins in their predictions that just came out a couple days ago. And remember, they added Barnhart and Rodriguez and Javi Baez. My School and Manning are all young arms that you expect to get better. And they got a couple of top prospects in Spencer Torkelson and Riley Green that'll debut this year. Why does it feel like...
Well, they also added, Pineda to the rotation.
Yeah, Michael Pineda. Why does it feel like the bar is being set kind of low for them? I don't expect them to compete for the division. Chicago's going to win the division. But is Detroit being a little bit slept on here?
Do you have all the win totals in front of you?
I do not. But I'll get them momentarily.
Okay, because I'd be curious to see what it is for like Minnesota, because Minnesota made some moves to improve their ball club, and you have to look within the division because that's who you play against a lot.
That's fair.
You know, did each team? I mean, every team every year feels like they've improved, or you would think there are certain teams that would not have, like Oakland is not improved. You know, other teams have sold pieces off.
So you want all the teams in the division?
Yes.
Okay. They're listed alphabetically. For the Chicago White Sox, 92.5.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland Guardians, 75.5.
Nice job, by the way.
Thank you. Well, it said Guardians. It was pretty easy just to read it. Tigers, 77.5. Kansas City, 74.5. And the Minnesota Twins, 81.5.
So they think the Twins are going to take the big jump.
Is it the Correa signing?
Yeah, which is, I love it because from a betting standpoint, if I were to bet on this, I'm not telling people what to do. Mm-hmm. If I were to bet on this, I would take the over because I think that they're lowballing the Tigers here. And I'm trying to find why would they, what's the lowball? Why? Well, did they think that they got way more production out of Robbie Grossman than you would expect because he had career highs, and I think his career high prior to last year in home runs was 11. He hit 23 last year. That's a big jump. Mm-hmm. Now, he also got a chance to play more games than he'd ever played before in his career last year. He got a chance at the Tigers. Akil Baddoo sounds like Vegas isn't counting on Akil Baddoo to do the same thing he did last year, but he was a rookie. Again, got his first taste, his first opportunity. He started off great. I don't know how many guys have that great rookie season and then take a step back. The pitching, I mean, are you expecting an arm event? The triumvirate of young pitchers they have? Knock on wood, hopefully nothing happens there, but expect some improvement from probably all those pitchers. But where do you see the production going down? I mentioned Grossman could go down. You scope. Another year on him, you know, is his production going to go down? Did Candelario, is he going to plateau? Can you expect him to keep getting better, or is that a bit of an anomalation there? You look at Miguel Cabrera. I mean, I saw the totals for Miguel Cabrera this year, and they're not expecting much. It's like 14 home runs and 65 RBI, so those numbers go down. But it doesn't make sense to me because the addition of Baez to the lineup and the additions of Barnhart and Rodriguez specifically to the pitching, and I say Barnhart because he's a framing master.
Yeah,
he's going to help the pitching staff. So I actually think the Tigers pitching, their rotation, and I'm sort of looking both ways, but I'm going to look you straight in the eye. I think the rotation is underrated. I think the Tigers pitching is going to be better than people think they are because of the addition of Barnhart and because it's just the natural maturation process of the young guys. And I think it was a very astute move to get Chafin in here in the bullpen to help kind of solidify things there. I like what this team has.
I do too. I mean, the more I think through this, you've kind of brought up a decent point at the beginning as to why their total is basically the same as last year, even though the roster's improved. That's because it's not about whether or not the roster. It's a prediction of how many wins they're going to have. And you play so many games against a division, it might be as simple as Carlos Correa signing in Minnesota. That made Minnesota, in the eyes of Vegas, it made them significantly better. And hence Gator.
Well, they made some. I think the Twins have made some other moves to improve themselves too.
But that's a big one, and right at the end there. But here's some feedback coming in. The predictions aren't any higher because the Tigers overachieved last year. Just goes to show what a good manager can actually do. I see them winning 85-plus games this year. Yeah, I mean, did they overachieve last year? Yep, and the same manager's back to work with more material. I want to say this too about just bringing this up. I'm not offended at what anybody's preseason prediction is. I don't care what their preseason prediction is. I mean, if the truth is, if I find it to be wildly outrageous, now I can do something about it, and I could bet the over if I so chose. I'm just curious as to the reason why. Now, Baseball Prospectus, I mean, that's 67 wins.
I think that's crazy.
You can't bet on their win total, but if you could, that's one I'd be taking to the window.
That's one that if I can manipulate it legally, okay, well, what are the odds if I think they're going to win 70 wins? Oh, we give you 2-1. What about the odds if I go 75? You keep going up the hill.
Baseball Prospectus dude would run into the Karsch casino if they're only going to win 67 games. All right, I'll take the over. I'll take over 70 is what I would say.
Yeah.
And feel comfortable. Next text, because most teams' rosters is better than last year. Pretty simple. Yes, they've improved, but just not as much as other teams. Unnamed texter, a murderer's row of teams in the American League. Toronto, New York, Boston, Tampa, Houston, Seattle, improved. Rangers, Angels, and the White Sox. Yeesh.
Yeah, we saw all those teams last year.
Yep. Unnamed texter, I think 87 wins is realistic for the Tigers this year. Unnamed texter, Tigers, 88 wins in 2022. Another unnamed texter, there's 162 games. 81 and 81 is 500. 7 games over would be 88 wins. If Vegas is putting him below 500, 80 wins or less, then give me a piece of that over money. Easy money.
Now, I wonder if this number, how this changes once the rosters come out. Will the number change again? Like if Torkelson and Green make the opening day roster, does that affect the win total for Vegas?
I mean, they know who's on everybody's roster or who's likely to make it. Look, you try and keep realistic expectations for Tork and Green, right? I mean, they're going to be facing
Major League pitching
for the first time in their careers, night in and night out. They're going to be playing 162 games for the first time. They're going to be, if they're here the whole year,
a season,
in a season. So there are going to be some challenges. I mean, in some ways, if Green doesn't make it, that means Reyes does, or Derek Hill, who's hurt. Did you see that?
No, I did not. Come on.
Can't believe it,
You're
man.
making this up.
Oh, he is hurt.
Jason Beck just tweeted out, Andrew Chafin groin and Derek Hill hamstring are both sidelined for a couple days as precaution. Hill left in the ninth inning. I guess it was some cramping, but it doesn't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like anything serious, but
Even when he's not hurt, he looks like he's hurt. Right. See what I mean? Yeah. Like they're like, he's hurt. Maybe.
Gotten off to a decent spring. Was it like 250, couple home runs?
Gator, do you feel like you're too close to the situation though, as in far as predicting how good you think the
Look,
Tigers
I always
will be?
worry about that, honestly. But I'm trying to be as objective as possible. And I guess you start with a barometer of what the team did last year. And then I'm trying to extrapolate that information and forecast it for this year. I really think that this rotation has a chance to be good. Not great this upcoming season, but good this upcoming season. Now, things you're missing from last year, Spencer Turnbull's out, but Spencer Turnbull only pitched like 50 innings last year. Matthew Boyd is not here, but Matthew Boyd, I don't think he even pitched 100 innings last year for the Tigers. So there's that part of it. It's looking at guys like Mize and Skubal, between them, each pitched roughly 150 innings each. Tyler Alexander only pitched 106 innings. Then Jose Urena pitched 100 innings. They only had 4 pitchers go for 100 innings or more, and really 2. When you look at the big 2, they should get more innings from the triumvirate, and then you're bringing in a veteran like Eduardo Rodriguez, who absolutely should should push close to 200 innings. And who knows what you're getting with Pineda. But I just think that the pitching staff as a whole is improved, and the addition of Barnhart, that's what's really selling me on it. Why I think the staff's going to be even better than that is because they have a guy back there who can frame pitches. Who was the catcher last year for the Tigers that started the season that was
awful at it? God, why am I blanking? Yes, but I know what
Wilson Ramos.
Yeah,
was so bad at framing pitches.
He would catch a ball near the strike zone, and his glove would end up on the ground.
He would take it out of the zone, and it cost them.
So I will say you're in the early stages of a Tucker Barnhart leg hump, and I'm finding
I'm actually not because
You're
the leg
into
hump.
it?
The leg hump is only about one aspect of his game. It's not the player. It's the framing ability. Yes, I will say I can leg hump the framing ability, but beyond that, this dog is staying over in its corner.